According to Caesars, the Warriors had the best odds to win the 2023 title and repeat as NBA champs for the second time during this current run. They're followed by the Nets and Celtics, who are both currently at 6-1 to win it all next year. Back with, there's Tim Legler and CJ McCollum. Legs, you see this Warriors squad running it back next season?
I absolutely do. I think they should be the favorite. And I think, look, they got a great shot to win not just one more additional championship going forward. They could win multiple. I really believe it. When I look at what they just accomplished, the way Steph Curry looked physically, maybe the best basketball of his career he played in his most significant moments of his career. Klay Thompson, I think, gets a full year under his belt, another offseason to continue to get stronger, find his rhythm and timing. There's no doubt that he showed you spurts of what he's capable of and still being that elite level scoring machine. And then Draymond Green is going to continue to do what he does to affect winning on both ends. But now the big key here is, Max, the infusion of youth. Andrew Wiggins into the mix, Jordan Poole emerging as a guy that's an elite level scorer now, and then these young fellas, Kuminga and Wiseman and Moody, they're just getting younger, more talented, and I think these guys now have to be incorporated going into the season as guys that you can see being in your rotation all the way through the postseason, because they need the young legs, they need the talent, and I think Golden State should be favorites. And I think anybody that doesn't make them a favorite, honestly, right now, is just because they're sick of the Warriors winning. There's not a factual basis why you wouldn't think they are capable of winning it again next year. I think to do that, you've got to give the benefit of the doubt to an awful lot of people that might not deserve it. The Golden State Warriors absolutely have earned that right to be listed as favorites going into the season.
Yeah, listen, Magic had Jerry West as the GM. Larry Bird had Red Auerbach, right? I mean, like, you have these. And I was mentioning earlier how LeBron and KD kind of have to be their own GMs throughout their careers to win. But Bob Myers in Golden State, I mean, Steph got Bob Myers. That's a credit to Steph, first of all, right? He's the foundational piece. Right. Also, he's got a hell of a GM. They could have missed on Wiseman. We don't even know yet if that's a hit or a miss. And their future still looks bright because of guys like Kuminga and Poole. It's a whole lot of. What do you think about what Dre had to say, CJ?
I read his quote, and I think the interesting part about what he said was in regards to, first of all, he said, debate with your mama in regards to the Warriors' greatness, which is funny. I think a lot of people have winner's fatigue, but in terms of the KD situation and being able to win and him leaving as a slap in the face, I think he was more so speaking to the fact that he wanted them to stay for the long haul. He wanted KD to finish his career in the Bay, and KD ended up deciding to leave, and obviously he talked about how Steph had to sign off on it. And I think that goes to show you how selfless Steph is. To allow a player like KD to come to your team. We've been talking about bus drivers and all that stuff. K came and began, he took over as the bus driver, but it was Steph's bus. Steph allowed him to come in and take big shots, make big shots. He shared the spotlight with arguably one of the greatest players of all time, and at times had to take a lesser role. You talked about you wanting to see Steph perform on the biggest stage, which is the finals, and perform in the fourth quarter and close out games. He didn't have to do that because K did it. When K left, he had to show the best version of himself, and he carried this team to the finals and showed why he is arguably the best player in the world.
I agree with
right
that.
Now.
But that's because in 2015 he had a shot to do it. LeBron was way better than him in that series. They were lucky Kyrie and Kevin Love got hurt, or else they don't win. In 2016 they lost. So he hadn't done it really without KD. And KD, now he's proven that. Done. Shut people like me up. We need to see it, right? KD couldn't get it done in Oklahoma City on a really, really good team. They were as good as the Cavs or the Warriors that year. I mean, they looked at least as good as those teams. Couldn't get it done. Then the Cavs got it done at Golden State that same year, same Game 7 at Oracle. Then since he's left, hasn't been able to get there, right? So now, Legs, is it KD's turn to show what he can do without those guys, the way those guys show what they can do without KD?
Well, yeah, and looks like he's gonna get that opportunity, and I think that's a challenge he wanted when he left Golden State. The irony to me in what Draymond Green is saying, and I hear what he's saying, and CJ is 100% right. They thought, hey, this is gonna be a long-term thing when KD went out there. The irony in that is the best thing that could have happened to the Golden State Warriors, this group, this core group, is that KD left, because now they get another championship after him. And for me, historically, now they're going to be viewed on an even higher level than they would have been if Kevin Durant had stayed and they continued to win. So they got another opportunity. And I think that's why you saw so much emotion out of Steph Curry. He didn't know, though, over the last 2 years, would they ever get that chance to sit on top of the mountain again after everything they had been through with KD leaving and all those injuries and a completely revamped supporting cast. And they did. And so for me now, historically, the context behind these guys is even greater with that Kevin Durant left. And now he's the guy that has to answer the bell. Can he do it starting from scratch somewhere else? That's what's going to be interesting to see going forward.
It's an interesting point. Keyshawn Johnson actually made, football players talking basketball, basketball players talking football. I mean, I didn't do either. I talked both. But Key made an interesting point about that. Harrison Barnes doing that job, they were really good. They managed to kind of sneak in 2015, win a title. When KD did the job, no one had a shot. Now they have Wiggins doing that job, right? They just won the chip. Straight up, fair and square. That is a credit to Steph and Steve Kerr and Clay and Dre and Bob Myers and what they've built there. All right. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.